it's Corinne with Thompson RV in Pendleton, Oregon. Super excited to be announcing another brand new floor plan by Outdoors RV today. It is the Backcountry 21 BD. Everyone has been waiting for this floor plan. I know Dave Jacoby 1459, you commented on the 20 BD that if they made it in a mountain dinette, you'd buy it tomorrow. So I have the number listed down below, so you can call me tomorrow. But anyways, this is the brand new, longer version of the Backcountry 20 BD. It's not available yet with theater seating, but at some point they are going to make it available with theater seating as well. But having the mountain dinette here is going to give you a bigger bed than the U-shaped dinette, but also just a little bit more seating area if you do have 4 people that you're traveling with, or you just need a little bit more working area than the smaller table on the U-shaped dinette. So other than that, it is going to be more or less exactly the same as the 20 BD. The 20 BD comes in at 25 foot 3 inches. This 21 is going to come in at 26 foot 1 inches. So not even a full foot longer. Same exact floor plan. You're going to walk in the rear entry, dinette right here, TV, large picture windows, 12 volt refrigerator, similar style kitchen. So it's going to be the same layout as in the 20 BD. And if you're unfamiliar with the Backcountry series, that is a different series built by Outdoors RV, who builds Creekside, Timber Ridge, Blackstone. They also build the Backcountry series, and those are the models that have the onboard generator. So if you're one of those people that you absolutely have to have an onboard generator, you need to be looking at the Backcountry series, because those are the versions that come with the generator. The Creekside, Timber Ridge, Blackstone are not available with a generator, and they can't really be, equipped with one. So you're going to go with a portable gen. So the Backcountry will not only have the built-in own-in generator, it's also going to have 100 gallons of fresh water capacity. It's going to have a MORryde slide-out tray in the front compartment, and a few other little odds and ends like a pistol safe that I'll point out as we go through the video. Now, when you pick out your Outdoors RV trailer, whether it's in the Creekside, the Timber Ridge, the Blackstone, the Backcountry, or Glacier Peak, you have the option of the entry-level model, which is super far from entry-level, right? Compared to when you're comparing it to other brands out on the market, they're not even remotely entry-level. But for Outdoors RV, you have more of their entry-level, the Mountain Series, or the one we're in today is going to be the Titanium Series. Titanium Series is a package that you can add to any of the floor plans, and that's going to add auto leveling, fancier fiberglass, nicer cabinetry, different lighting, different interior decor, backup camera, side marker cameras. So there's a ton of things that come on the Titanium series that make it the most amazing Outdoors RV out there. Here at Thompson RV, because we all own and use Outdoors RVs on a regular basis, all of us believe 100% in the Titanium series because we've all been owners of both Mountains and Titanium and just really see the added value as well as the added resale value on Titanium floor plans. So that is something that if you look at our inventory, yes, we can get you a Mountain series, but we are going to be more apt to stock the Titanium for a multitude of reasons. So if that's something you have questions on and you're not quite sure if that's the route you should go, definitely give us a call, because I think by the end of the phone call, you would definitely agree with us that the Titanium is 100% the way to go. So again, you're going to have a flip-up countertop extension right here on this side. When you first enter the coach over here, you're going to have the switch for your onboard generator. The fresh tank water heater, this is going to be a 12 volt heat pad. So the Outdoors RVs already come true 4-season, fully enclosed and heated underbelly. But now we're also adding in a 12 volt heat pad so that if you're traveling down the road in freezing temps, you can kick that on and keep that 100 gallons of fresh water from freezing. Right here is where you're going to check your levels on black and gray tanks, as well as your fresh water. You have switches for your water heater on gas and electric, as well as a switch to turn on the water pump. A cool feature they do in Outdoors RV is that they also add in a water pump switch in the bathroom. So if you come in here and you need to use the restroom and you forget to flip on that switch, when you get into the restroom, there's always a backup switch just in case you forgot to flip it on. A couple of light switches, and then the awning switch. So the awning is fully electric. On a Titanium, you're going to get this little remote here that's also going to run the awning and the awning light just off of a remote. That's kind of handy if you're outside and you're not quite sure if you're going to run into a tree. you can take that out there and be standing and watching the awning come out versus in here hoping that you're seeing, you know, the right angle. Solid surface countertops come standard in all the outdoors RVs, but in a titanium, you're going to get it next to the bed as well as in the bathroom. You're going to get the high arc faucet. You're also going to get a spice rack, plenty of storage, and it has a huge compartment if you need to put your kitchen garbage can underneath. You have a bank of 3 drawers that are all on heavy duty ball bearing drawer guides. Oh, the sink covers that double as counter space, those come off obviously, and then you have a single basin stainless steel farm style sink with a wire rack in the bottom to protect the sink. I love the sink covers that they do. Not only does it add extra counter space, but it just gives it a really nice sleek look, high-end look. Stainless steel appliances in the titanium series. You're going to get a backsplash as well as a knife rack right here behind the stovetop. Again, additional counter space when this is closed. You just flip it open to get the 3-burner range. This one's going to be high output. So that will be, like if you want to boil water, that's going to boil water faster. Microwave. You have an oven, and in the titanium series, it is going to have an automatic pilot light. So you do not have to get on your hands and knees and light the pilot light. That's actually our #1 YouTube video. It's ancient, but so many people struggle to light their pilot light that every single month, like clockwork, that is the most viewed video on our channel. Shocks me every time. Extra storage up above. And then you also have extra counter space to the left of the stove, which is really nice. If you are cooking on the stove, you can turn your handles of your pots and pans to this side. You have a 110 outlet here as well as over closer to the door, and then additional storage down below. And it looks like for winterization, your low point drains are going to be accessed through that bottom panel. Right here, this could be considered a pantry or it could be a wardrobe. So they're going to give you 2 removable shelves. So you could just remove one if you want to hang some shorter stuff and still have a shelf down below, or you can remove them both if you need to hang stuff that is going to be a little bit longer. Additional drawers down below. And then let's go back. Let's look at the TV, the refrigerator. So they've gone to the 12-volt refrigerator. So this is going to be an 8 cubic foot Furrion refrigerator. And as you can tell, it's extremely deep. So it got deeper. That's why it's an 10 cubic foot instead of the old 8 cubic foot. I like this fridge because it has nice glass shelving. And the depth of it really makes it nice if you pack a lot of fresh groceries, which is what we mostly pack. And again, stainless in the titanium series. Couple of coat hooks, 12-volt Jensen smart TV, as well as a CD DVD player, and then this Bluetooth to your phone as well. So if you want to listen to music underneath your awning or inside the coach, you can just Bluetooth your phone to the stereo. It also has HDMI and USB ports. The titanium is also going to come with blackout shades. So that's going to be these blackout slow rise shades. The titanium also comes trimmed out in wood. And then you also get nicer cabinetry. So they're going to be a solid hardwood raised panel door. So you can see the knots in this cabinet door. And that's because they're actually cutting it out of a solid piece of hardwood. So unlike so many of the coaches today that are just flimsy, white, gray cabinetry that really is cold and just doesn't have that true rustic look like a national park lodge should. That's the look that they're going for in the outdoors RV, is to really give you that timeless, classic feel of a lodge. Here in the bedroom, you have a full walk-around queen bed. Another thing that I love about the titanium series is the upgraded mattress. So this is like a $1,200 upgraded memory foam mattress. It's so comfortable that I have them throughout my house now. You also get reading lights in the titanium series, as well as under cabinet lighting, and again, solid surface countertops on each side of the bed. You have 110 outlets on each side of the bed, as well as 12-volt outlets and USB ports. Over on this side, you're going to have the pistol safe. So that comes in the Backcountry, as well as the Mountain Treks Trail series. So just a little safe right there. Now that is something we can add to any of the outdoors RVs, and we stock them. Or sometimes I have people that buy a Backcountry or a toy hauler and they want one added to the other side as well. So that's something that we keep in stock. And then, because it's a titanium, you're also going to get a little 12-volt TV here in the bedroom that has a DVD player in the side of it. So you can, after a long day of hunting or fishing or hiking or whatever, you can come in, pop in a DVD, and just lay in bed or put the kids down for a nap. Another thing is that we're going to option all of our units in with the MaxxAir Deluxe vent fans. So that is a 10-speed, fully automatic fan with a built-in rain cover. You can do exhaust or intake. You can run them in the rain, going down the road. Those are completely worth it. They're not standard. That is an option. So we option that into every unit here at Thompson RV. Here in the bathroom, it's going to be exactly the same as the 20 BD. So you're still going to get the nice porcelain toilet at an angle, so you have plenty of leg room, a heat duct and an air conditioning duct to make sure that the bathroom stays the same temperature as the rest of the trailer. And one thing I love about this bathroom is the additional counter space to the left of the sink. So you have nice counter space here, as well as 2 shelves, toilet paper holder, and then under the sink here, you have some storage, and then you also have access to the water pump that operates the Backcountry. Comes with the high pressure spray port. So there is another water pump that when you winterize, you're going to want to get through into here to winterize that pump. Because it's a titanium, you're going to get the solid surface countertops, the underslung stainless sink, and the lit vanity mirror. You're also going to have some towel hooks here behind the toilet. The MaxxAir fan in the bathroom is going to be exhaust only, so that will have a wall switch, 4 speeds. And then again, that water pump switch that we talked about earlier. So if you have to use the restroom and you're going down the road and you decide to just hop into the trailer and you realize, oh my gosh, I forgot to turn on the pump, there's another switch right here. The 21 BD has a tub style shower. You're always going to have a skylight overhead for additional headroom. And because it's a titanium, you're going to have the adjustable shower head as well as soap dish. And then the retractable shower curtain that just has all the water that drains right down into the tub. One thing to note, it's harder to see while I'm in the tub, but all of the outdoors RVs have a 6'11" ceiling height. So if you are on the tall side and you've ever looked at travel trailers and it feels like the ceiling is closing in on you, all of the outdoors RV products have a 6'11" ceiling. So that is something really important if you are a little bit on the tall side. Here on the exterior of the 21 BD, because it's a titanium, again, you're going to get the Lamelux high gloss fiberglass exterior. So that's a thicker, shinier, higher grade of gray fiberglass. You're also going to get the dual pane windows, but they're going to be in the frameless style. So it's just a lot sleeker, nicer look. And then most importantly, you're going to get the auto leveling system. So if you've never had auto leveling, let me just tell you, it's a complete game changer. I've had quite a few people that are leery of it. And then once they have it, the first thing they come back and say is that it was an absolute game changer and I was right. So I love it when people tell me I'm right. And the auto leveling truly, truly is amazing. Again, single entry model. So you're going to have a rear entry door. This is going to come with the new torque lift glow step, chrome exterior grab bar handle, as well as chrome locks on the titanium series. The awning is going to run almost the entire length of the trailer, and that will be all electric and it'll be wrapped in aluminum to protect the awning fabric. Exterior speakers, and those do run off of that CD or Bluetooth stereo inside. And then, as with all of the outdoors RV products, you're going to get the Off-Road X4 suspension package. So that's going to be the MoreRide All-Trek 4000 suspension, heavy-duty shackles with bronze bushings and greasable zerts, as well as the KYB off-road shocks. The off-road shocks are great for gravel roads, off-roading, but also for body roll on the freeway. They also give you Goodyear Endurance Load Range E tires in a 16-inch. Right here is going to be access and venting for your 10-gallon DSI gas and electric water heater. You have a 110 outlet here under the awning. You also have access to an LP quick disconnect. So that will run either a fire pit or a barbecue. So you can run a Blackstone or a Weber or whatever you want off of that. Side marker camera, again, that's part of that titanium series package. So you're going to get a rear observation camera as well as 2 side marker cameras. So when you flip on a blinker, it's going to show you what is in the lane to your right or to your left. Thick insulated baggage doors, double slam latch, as well as a magnetic catch up above. And then this compartment is fully insulated because this is going to be your nightstand as well as underneath your bed. So it's very important to not only have thick baggage doors, but to also have insulation throughout the storage compartment. You have a shovel and axe holder right here inside. And then because the generator is taking up a quarter of the pass-through storage, what you would normally get as pass-through storage, because you've got the generator on that side, you can't quite access, the back portion of this compartment. So they're going to give you the more ride pull-out tray. That way you can easily access whatever you have tucked into the farthest third of this compartment. This is going to be the spray port hose. So on the other side, like we said in the bathroom, it's going to be right under that bathroom sink on the opposite side. So you can plug this in, and it has a separate pump. So it's not running off the water pump that's running the rest of the water in the coach. It's a separate spray port pump dedicated for that. Right here, you're going to have your solar charge controller. Now, one thing that is different between the 21 BD and the 20 BD is just that little extra inches on the roof now is available with 1,000 watts of solar. So the 20 BD maxed out at 600 watts. The 21 BD, now you have the option of 400, which is standard, 600, which is typically how we order ours, or we often order ours with 1,000 watts for the people that really want to be off grid. So that is now an option to have 1,000 watts on this little trailer, where that wasn't an option on the 20 BD. In conjunction to the roof mounted solar, you're also going to have a side port right here for up to 200 watts of solar. So let's say you have the 20 BD and you've got 600 watts on top, you can add an additional 200 watts for a total of 800. Here in the compartment, you're also going to have your auto leveling controls, a 12 volt and USB port, battery kill switch, and then an LED light strip that runs the length of the compartment. And then the slam latch luggage doors, it's important to note that they have latches on both sides. When you start looking at trailers, most of them will have one. So then you always get a door that's out of whack because it doesn't seal properly. These always seal really nicely. It's so funny, Outdoors RV, they just don't scrimp on anything. They will even use, on a tiny little garbage can chute door, they'll have 2 latches. It's very excessive for a door that small, but that's what they do. Fiberglass front cap. So the 20 BD, all of the backcountries, no matter how small, are going to be built on the 8-inch chassis that you would get on a Timber Ridge or a Blackstone. So 8-inch custom built chassis. Outdoors RV is a sister company to Northwood and Arctic Fox, who has always built their own frames. So Outdoors RV is a part of that. So they build all of their frames in-house over in La Grande. I shouldn't say in-house. They're not in the same manufacturing facility. They have a frame shop right down the road that builds chassis for Arctic Fox and Nash, who have always been known for their quality, as well as Outdoors RV. You get the full fiberglass front cap, like I just mentioned. So rather than having a seam right here at the edge, it's going to wrap all the way around and you'll have a seam at the side instead. The A-frame, it's really hard to see, but a lot of companies will take the A-frame and tack it on to their cheaply built, purchased frame, right? Outdoors RV integrates the A-frame into the chassis. So there's some really good videos on YouTube where people have done walkthroughs of the actual plant tour. And we get a lot of people that fly out to Oregon and they'll do a plant tour at Outdoors RV. I don't know how many manufacturers allow plant tours, but they are so proud of their quality. You really should take a trip out here. go to the factory, see how everything's built, and then we're 45 minutes away. So people come here and then they can see every floor plan on our lot. So it's kind of a cool partnership that we have with Outdoors RV being so close. The Backcountry is always going to come with the off-grid battery rack. So that's a piece of steel that goes behind the tanks, fills in the A-frame, so that then we can put on our custom powder-coated aluminum lockbox. So in this box, we can fit up to 300 amp hour Battle-Born lithium batteries. The cool thing about that is then when you're off grid, you can power your 12-volt refrigerator and everything else in the coach just off of solar and battery power. 2 10-gallon propane tanks. They give you a little bit bigger tanks on the Backcountry series because obviously you have an LP generator, so you're using a little bit more propane. Front power jack. This is going to be part of the auto leveling system. And I often get asked when people are first-time buyers if it's normal for the jack to be off the ground. It is. So when you auto level, this will be raised up and there's no need to lower it down to the ground. It's perfect the way it is. You have the new adjustable Wallace coupler. And then you have your hitch caddy. So your 7-way cord, your safety chains, and your breakaway cable can be stored neat and tidy up here versus being just laying on the ground. Side, again, additional side marker camera, 3600 LP Onan generator. So you push a button inside, you're going to have all the 110 power you need to efficiently operate your air conditioning, microwave, or any 110 outlets. So the generator is going to be the most efficient way to run all of those high-powered 110 appliances. Right here, this is where you're going to fill your 100-gallon freshwater tank. So again, all of the Backcountries come equipped with 100 gallons of fresh water. Doesn't matter the size, all of them. So even down to the littlest one. You have a light right here, which can help you see if you need to hook up your gray or black hose in the dark. Obviously it's one hose. So you're going to hook your hose, then you have your valve handles for your gray and your black. Right here is going to be your spray port. So you have a switch right here that's going to kick on the water pump, and then you'll connect that hose right here. Again, insulated baggage door, black tank flush, city water connection, satellite and cable hookup, 30 amp power cord connection. They use the twist lock power cord, which is really nice. It doesn't give mice or critters a way into your coach. Venting for your furnace. Coming around the back here, you're going to have your 4-inch steel bumper. You do have a cap here on the end if you want to slide your sewer hose in for storage. And then we option all of ours in with the mountain storage package, which is going to be the rear receiver hitch, good for up to 250 pounds, as well as a toy lock on the front. Rear observation camera on the titanium series, as well as backup lights. And backup lights, that's another one of those things that you kind of don't really think about when you're shopping for a mountain or a titanium. But those are amazing when you get to where you're going and you need to back into a space in the dark. That's saved my bacon a couple of times. Full-size spare tire cover with our website right here on the back in case you were wondering what our website is. And then over here, you're going to have a heavy-duty ladder to get up and down off of the full walk-on roof. If you have any questions on this new 21 BD or any of the Outdoors RV floor plans, please feel free to give us a call.